I'll tell you what I've done for you. 50,000 tears I've cried. That's gonna be the song today, guys. That's gonna be the entire song for this message. I was sitting here writing for another video that I'm about to do, and in the middle of me writing that, I kept hearing going under, going under, going under by Evanescence. So that's the lyrics. Now I will tell you what I've done for you. 50,000 tears I've cried, screaming, deceiving, and bleeding for you. And you still won't hear me. I don't want your hand this time. I'll save myself. Maybe I'll wake up for once. Not tormented daily, defeated by you. Just when I thought I'd reached the bottom, I'm dying again. This is all about an individual who gets to a point where they kind of are reassessing a situation, like, I've betrayed myself for you. I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming myself. But I'm not mad at myself either. I was blind, but now I see. Everything that I ever did before is dead. I will do none of that ever again. I'm completely letting go, because if I don't, it's entirely possible that I'll lose myself eternally over this. So it's like reclaiming my power, really. You are reclaiming your power. Whoever clicked on this video, Aries or cross-watcher. This is an individual who's basically talking to themselves, and they're like, the moment I feel myself slipping back into distraction from the things that I want, distraction from focusing on myself, my growth, my own life. The moment I see myself doing that again, I feel myself doing it again, I catch myself doing that shit again, all for the likes of you, or all for the likes of other individuals in general, it may not be just one, is the same moment I'm gonna slap myself and say, wake the fuck up. Wake up. You're doing it again. You're going under. And over my dead body. Go on and scream. Scream at me. I'm so far away. I won't be broken again. I've got to breathe. I can't keep going under. It's like, I don't even care if you're mad at me. I don't care if you're mad at me. This is an individual who's gotten to a place, or they are getting to a place. This is you, is it? Or another person who's getting to a place, or already has reached this bitch, where they're like, I don't even care who's mad at me. I don't care who's mad at me. This isn't about making anybody happy. This isn't about tiptoeing on anyone's feelings. It doesn't matter at this point. I'm okay with being the bad guy or being the bad girl. I'm okay with walking away. I'm okay with standing up for myself for once, too. I don't care who stands against me. Doesn't matter. I've been standing alone this whole time anyway. I've been going under. I've been sinking. I've been screaming, and no one's hearing a fucking word. I'm not doing it again. And you can get mad. You can raise armies against me. And I'm not going to listen. And I'm not going to hear, and I will not yield. I will not cave. It's very similar to, reminds me of a scene in, what is that movie? I know that I've picked up on it before. Ever After with Drew Barrymore. It's along those lines of standing one's ground against several people, not just one. It's almost like, what are they going to say about it? They've been saying things anyway. What more could they say about it? It's like, raise them from the dead. Let them come. Let them shoot, let them aim, let them fire. Let their anger be great, and their madness be wild, and their hatred for me grow. Let it come out from their pores. But please, at least, let it come. This is someone who's almost like inciting a war and ready for it, completely ready for it. Like, come at me, bro. Come at me, sis. Come at me, bro and sis. Come at me, all of you. Come at me, family. Come at me, exes. Come at me, government. Come at me, I don't give a damn. Like, you know, I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to I have been dying. That's the thing. I have been dying. I've been dead. I'm not dying, and I'm not dead anymore. This is someone who's like back from the dead. Isn't that a song also? I'm back from the dead, back from the dead, back from the dead, back from the dead, back from the dead. Isn't that Melody Martinez? Like when she completely did a transformation, and some people think it's hideous. They think it's hideous on you. They think the change, the transformation that you're going through, or if this is someone else, you may find someone else hideous and awful, just whether it's their outer appearance or just their personality in general, or all of it combined. Vice versa, whether it's your outer appearance or your energy or everything combined. It's like others may find this appalling, disgusting, distasteful, downright maddening. They may all come together and rally up and say why you're wrong and you've done this and that and this and that. They will definitely have their ideas. They will create storylines about you. They will make videos about you. They will have their own little narratives on your name. None of it will be actual truth. Merely their perspective of what you have become. And what it is that you have become is just alive again. See, they were quiet while you were dead, while you were well behaved, while you fit in, or while you just stayed silent and didn't ruffle feathers. They were fine while you were like that. They love when you aren't yourself. When you are yourself, they're scared. When you are yourself, they're bothered. They want you dead again. They want you obedient. They want you falling in line. They like it when you're afraid. They like it when you blend with the rest of society. It is forbidden to be yourself. I'll give an example. Let's say you've become this incredibly spiritual being. I don't really want to put a label on it. You could be anything, but let's say you had at one point become this very spiritual being, or this very religious being, or whatever, anything. You would become very different, whatever label, than you were before. Let's say before you were very angry and combative, and you fought, and you tried to prove your point constantly, and you had one. You had several. But that was problematic. That created waves. That created chaos. They just wanted you to shut the fuck up. So you did. And you thought you should. And you turned the other cheek, and you turned the other cheek, and you kept turning the other cheeks until your cheeks fucking fell off. And now you're back from the dead. You're like a zombie. You can't feel anything that comes at you now. They've already killed you. They've killed your character. They've killed every single thing about you. Or so they thought. So they hoped. But you're back again. And this time, you're more resilient. It reminds me of a virus. You know how you take medicine to get rid of a virus and it's like, what's that called? Resistant? It becomes resistant to the drugs after a while. It becomes resistant. That's your soul. It's resistant to the bullets and the hate and the transgressions and the plots against you. If anything now, it's almost fuel for you. It's gasoline for the fire. It's bullets for the gun. It's lube for the dildos. It's jelly for the piercing needle. It just helps it go through smoother. The daggers straight through your heart. This is an Aries or a cross watcher, whoever clicked on this video, who is being reborn. And to some, this may appear as you're trying to start shit. That's interesting. So in you wanting to live while you're alive, that's you wanting to start shit. Or to others, it may be they've sold their soul, which is impossible, by the way. You can't sell your soul. You can sell your life, but you can't sell your soul. If anything, they are the ones who have sold their souls and their lives. They've sold their souls to their jobs. They've sold their souls to their relationships. They've sold their souls to all their little obligations, to conforming. They've sold their soul to believing in voting, to their government. They've sold their fucking souls. And meanwhile, they may be thinking that you have done it. Because you stand out. Because you're fighting back. Because you're standing up for yourself. Because you've crawled out of the grave that they've dug for you. How dare you? We must put her back in it. We must put him back in it. We must dig deeper next time. We must put a weight on them so they can't come back. But the energy that you're in now is, please do. Next time, do it harder. Dig that grave deeper. Put more weight on my foot to drag me down. Fuck me harder. Make sure that you do it and you leave a mark. Make sure that it hurts me. I want you to really try. I want to get off on it. I want to get turned on by how hard you are trying to kill me again. I'm getting horny thinking about it. This isn't even me being facetious this time. Not this time, Rod. I am known to be facetious. But this time, whoever I'm picking up on, Crosswatcher or Aries, you're not joking. You're not pretending. You're not asking for it and hoping that it doesn't happen. You actually want it to, because you know that it's going to anyway. You knew the moment that you stood back up that that was going to offend people. You knew that. How many times have you tried to do it before, and what happens every time? The moment you stand back up, they want to kill you harder every time. But just as a virus becomes more resilient and resistant to the antibiotics, you have become resistant to their daggers and to their hatred. They can't kill you, and this kills them. So crawl out of the grave. All the way out. I would tell you to shake off the dust, but don't do that either. If you like to get dirty, stay dirty. It'll disgust them even more. It'll make them want to attack you harder. Let it happen. This is you not running. You're not running anymore. You're not running from anyone, from anything. You're basically crawling up to the back of your bed with your spine against your headboard, legs wide open, and you're saying, fuck me harder. Please. Whatever you've got, hit me with it. I want to feel every bit of it. And when I pass out, I'm going to get back up. And I'm going to keep getting back up. I'm going to keep getting back up, and I'm not going to wash off. I'm not. I want you to see me like this. And I want you to know, you can't break me. You will never fucking break me. The only thing that could break me is myself. Done it plenty of times. Some of you really like graves, graveyards. Same. You know they say that about Aries. You know, like every zodiac sign they say has kind of like this little thing about them. And it's always something different. Like none of them are related. They're all very different. But they say like every zodiac sign kind of has this little thing about them. Like I've only heard a few off the top of my head. Like they say, supposedly, guys, this doesn't have to be a truth or anything. But to me, I relate to the Aries one because I am an Aries. But to Aries, they say Aries are low-key obsessed with death. So why would we run from it? Why would we run from people whom want to break us apart and tear us down? Why would we run from that? Why would we try to behave? That is the opposite. It is a turn on. We love death. We love gore. We love horror. We love graveyards. We love it. We almost obsess about it. We don't really talk about it because people will think we're crazy. But tell me that you don't obsess about it. And by obsess, I don't mean you're afraid to die or you every day wonder when you're going to die, but you probably think about death a lot. Not even just your own, just death in general. Always. And not in the sense of fear or scary, but like probably as often as you think of showering. Even if you don't realize it, even if it's like a subconscious thing. Some of you really like death. So this is basically just standing in your power. Getting back up every time people want to break you down. Every time they hope that you're a good little girl, a good little boy, and you just stay put and you kind of cower and you don't be yourself. Every time they hope to punish you and take from you and destroy your name and your reputation, they hope you don't get up. When you realize that this is actually a comfortable place for you to be, you come back harder every time. Your dick grows a little more every single time. Your pussy gets tighter every time. You're trained, you see. Just like porn stars, like the shit that I was forced to watch as a kid. Their assholes and their vaginas and any really hole on them gets trained over time. That's much like you. You have been trained over time to get back up and crawl up out of that bitch-ass grave that people try to put you in every single time. Now you're like a pro at it. You're like a grave star. You wear that shit well. You are a zombie, and that's a compliment. Again, I'm not being facetious. I mean that shit like it's a compliment. How you gonna kill a zombie? What you gonna do? What, shoot him in the head? I don't know the rules, but that's in the movies. You can't kill the dead. Side note, but something that I found really interesting is I found this book of my daughter's, and it's like a dictionary for students, and I was just kind of flipping through everything, and the word zodiac in it I found really interesting. Let me get it and I'm going to read it to you. That's funny. Zombie. In this dictionary, it's called The Best Dictionary for Students. Knowledge is Power, Francis Bacon. See? So I was flipping through the back. I have this thing with, like, when I pick up a book, I always go to the very last page first and work my way inward instead of starting from the front. And it's so cute. It has, like, the United States on the last page and the multiplication table, which I still haven't learned that bitch. That's also on the last page. And then you have the periodic table of elements, so on and so forth. They even have a little tiny lesson in here on Braille, which is on my bucket list to learn to do, to read Braille. Then they have American Sign Language. That is also funny enough that they're right side by side. I mean, it's like I'm just coming back every time to relive my dreams. So this is what now my, I don't know how many lifetimes. I feel like I've died 100 times this lifetime. I mean, this one, in this body. You know what I mean. This message is for you too. Braille, American Sign Language, both of those are on my bucket list to learn. And as I'm flipping more, I'm like, wow, this is wow. They even have big words on here. Everything, Roman numerals. They have volume, area, length, mass, temperature. And then right here at the very last page of the actual definitions, you see zodiac and zombie. And zodiac in this dictionary says an imaginary place in the heavens that includes the paths of the planets divided into 12 constellations, each with their own special name or symbol that interact with each other. Imaginary, you say? And then zombie says a person who is believed to have died and been brought back to life without speech or free will. Can't help it. I cannot help but come back. It's a part of me. So essentially, when people have tried to murder you, murder your character, maybe physically murder you, just harm you in every way, strangers, especially on the internet, family, friends, exes, co-workers, all the fucking whole 9 yards, right? All of them, over time, throughout your entire existence. They all have different zodiac signs like we do. But are we all just imaginary? I mean, according to the dictionary, this one anyway. And then right under it says zombie, which is what I'm saying basically we are, being obsessed with death and all, and as much as people have tried to kill us and our character over time and wanted us to stay good and stay calm and stay quiet and be like, ha! Like basically pissing on our graves every time we get down and we lose. They love it. And then we come back and they want to put us back down. But see, the reason that they can't and the reason that we can float back to the top every time is because, one, we can't help it. It's what we're made from. We're obsessed with death. We love it. We love it. We love to reincarnate in the same lifetime. But also why it's so easy for us, even though it doesn't feel like it is, it actually is. Change your perspective, you change your life, right? The reason that it is so easy for us and why we come back every time is because those who are inflicting the death on us are imaginary. They're not actually killing us. They're not actually harming us, though they think that they are. But who are they? According to the dictionary, they're imaginary. And so are we. So this whole ass life, it really is a stage. It's a stage. And you can do with it what you will. You can create with it what you want. And apparently, you like to live as much as you like death because you keep coming back every time that someone's tried to kill you. Every time someone's tried to fucking kill you. Even when you can't even help it. Something makes you want to keep going. And I can tell you that's right because my grandma, I'm telling you, you know how many times that she's had near-death experiences just in this last year alone? Okay, she's an Aries. She's born on April Fool's Day, but she ain't no fool. She ain't going nowhere. I mean, she will in her time. But she's one of those people that would piss a psychic off or something because they would be like, oh, this is when she's going to die. This is when she's going to die. This is when she'll die, when she'll die, when she'll die, when she'll die. Or even doctors, you know, this is probably when she'll die. She ain't dead. Not yet. Of course, we all have an expiry date. But let me tell you, that woman is still going. And she's a fucking Aries. Comes back every time. Every time. I'm talking hanging on by a thread to life. Just all kinds of shit. Strokes and viruses and parasites and fucking pandemics and shit. You know, sick ass grandkids and great grandkids and people around her trying to get her sick and shit. And she ain't going nowhere. In fact, we've all been more sick than she has. I'm like, wow. You are a true fucking Aries. Death is imaginary to us until it's not anymore. We were made for destruction. We were made for it. We were made to be targeted. We were made to be buried. We were made to be killed. Our character, our reputation, our physical bodies. So that we can come back like we love to do every time. It's like a tease. It's like we like to foreplay with life. We like to fuck with it a little. And we like it to fuck with us. We don't realize that. See, I just now realized that. And see, I'm changing my perspective. That's why I'm like, oh my God. This is actually like a turn on. It's a turn on. Like, why? I'm never going to cower again. Ever. Maybe I'll die a little more. Maybe I'll die a little fucking more. Alright guys, thank you for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.